Oh, it's live. We're live. We're live.
There we go. Now we're live.
What did that do? What did that like half an inch of movie?
It was supposed to cover up my blinds are really bad. My whole house needs a new fresh like coat of paint.
Oh,
I need all new blinds.
Your blinds look fine to me.
Well, yeah, what you don't see is the cardboard behind them or the ones that are like busted out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little lines that are all taken off. So
you and I are not the same. Like you're like, I'm afraid to get my stimulus check because I'm afraid of what I would spend it on. Like I literally can't plug in my new ring light that we talked about last week because this outlet right here doesn't work. One of those outlets over there doesn't work. But you know, I have wine in the house. And I have new wine shelves. Like, hi, Rachel. Like I don't put like the things that should be prioritized.
Well, I think prioritize is all subjective. Like, you know, how important is that wine bar? Because it's pretty important. Then you get that up. Is it more important than a light bar? I mean, you have two bars to choose from: wine bar, light bar.
We have a new projector, but I'm not sure I can plug it into any of the outlets.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's all a matter of perspective. It's all what's important to you today. And today the wine bar is important. Tomorrow maybe the light bar, but today it's the wine bar.
Is plugging in a power strip to another power strip a bad idea?
Okay. I'm so glad you asked. Because yes, and I only know that because I lived off of two power strips plugged into each other for about a month in Turlock.
Okay, well, you would, okay, back it up, because I was just thinking because my computer and my TV are all power strip to power strip, okay?
Yeah.
What do you mean you lived like that? Did you take somebody else's?
I was 22 and I was broke and I was living in a fourplex in Turlock and my girlfriend and I had just broke up. And so my power got shut off and the only power that I had was I ran an extension cord from the community washer and dryer out back up over the eave into my apartment. And then I had little power strips shooting off where I had like lamps and so like I could either fully light my apartment and watch a TV, or I could microwave water and take a bath.
Well, at least if you didn't have lights on when you're taking a bath, it like sets the whole mood.
It does. And when you're by yourself, like, you know, because it's really hard to get somebody to come over when you're like, come on over. But also, just a little caveat, I have an ice chest because my power's out.
Okay, how long until you got busted? Because I'm wondering how long it's going to take until I get busted about something my HOA found a couple days ago.
No, I moved. I never got busted.
Okay.
I never got busted.
I became friendly with one of the neighbors. So the stinky neighbor lady with the attitude that gave my dad attitude, she's gone. Thank goodness. But the other people who were living there, they're still there until at least June. And the woman there and I have become pretty good friends. And we were out on the balcony having a good time the other day. Well, the HOA had to come in. Remember I told you on Friday, the HOA had to come in and check like all the fire alarms. So I cleaned the whole house, right? They didn't have to come in the house. They had to go to my garage. So she's calling me going, they're going in your garage where my hot tub is.
Oh.
I said, I'm not allowed to have a hot tub. And she goes, no. And I said, I'm not. She says, no, I've asked our landlord because she rents. She goes, I've asked our landlord if we could put exactly one of those. And she told me, no, it's against HOA. So he came in and he saw the hot tub in the garage, but he hasn't said anything to me yet.
So, okay, but this isn't a landlord, right? This is like a home inspector for like the HOA. Like
he's the president of the HOA.
Okay. Oh, they can be jerks too. How's this guy? Is he a good guy?
Likes him, except me. He's nice to me because he oops, that's my alarm. Reminding me that we had a live stream to do. He's one of, and I really like him. I'm sure he doesn't watch this. He may or may not treat the owners of the condos differently than the renters.
Yeah.
But not just that way. Like some of these neighbors have given reason.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, we don't like him. He complains about everything. I'm like, that's his job. He's the president. Quit doing stuff.
it's that thing where like nobody wants to be the HOA president because they have to be the ones that go around and say, hey, I didn't make the rule, but like our community grass standards are your lawn can't be longer than an inch, and it's like an inch and a half. You know, my ex-father-in-law just went through a whole thing with his HOA, and like a neighborhood that shouldn't even have an HOA, right? Like it's not like you don't go through the neighborhood and you're like, oh yeah, everybody contributes to a homeowners association here. Like, you go through the neighborhood and you're like, yeah. But they pegged him for his grass, and he has a gardener, right? He has a guy that mows his lawn, and it's the same guy that's been mowing his lawn and 20 other lawns in that neighborhood for like 15 years. But for whatever reason, they zeroed in on him. And so he was like, well, go look at all the other lawns. And like, we don't want to look at the other lawns. We're looking at your lawn. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah. So
she's telling me like some of the people that when I first moved in, they're like, we don't like her. She's complaining on us. I go, no. That is not what happened. I was cleaning my garage out and the HOA guy came by and I asked him if there was a sewer leak underneath my house because it smelled that bad. And he said that your old roommate had all these dogs that were pooping in the back. I go, first of all, we shouldn't have to make a complaint. Be an adult and clean it up. I shouldn't have to complain. And then finally they're like, well, we really like her. So just that one is gone, and I don't like her anyway. I'm glad she's gone.
Yeah, neighborhoods are funny like that when it comes to renters and homeowners. I remember when we lived off of Hickory Court over off of Bangs. This guy, Steve, moved in. Older guy. He's got to be in his late 60s, early 70s now. But when he moved in, the first question was, do you guys rent or own? We're like, we rent. He goes, ugh. Like, like right in front of you, right? So he ended up being a nice guy. Like, we ended up making friends with him, but I think he was convinced that because we were owners, we were going to be like throwing strippers over the fence or something. I don't know. Like when, like, I get that there's that saying, like, drive it like you rented it, you know? And so, I mean, I guess with homes, like some people are the same way, but my whole outlook on it is like, there's $1,000+ at the end of the tunnel on this that I get back if I treat this well.
Yeah, so but you're a normal human. You're a normal human. Like my friend Lisa, who's right here. She owns a house in, correct me if I'm wrong, Lisa, if you're still on Tennessee. Anyways, had the same renter for years. Then she tells her that they're going to sell the house in June. So she gave her all of this time. And then the lady's up and left and it was destroyed.
Yeah. People get really upset.
Like renters give other renters like you a bad name, you know, like I want my money back at the end. I don't complain. I usually don't call management to get anything fixed. They usually have somebody else come and do it.
Right.
And I want but we're not, I think we're the minority.
So where you're at right now, because you're a homeowner where you're at, but is the repairs responsible to you, or does your homeowners association cover repairs inside your home?
Inside the home is all me. If it's the balcony or the roof or any of that, it's the HOA.
Oh, you don't have to worry about roof?
Roof. Yeah, right? Hold on, I need to open the door for this cat.
Hold on, I need to go out and look at the roof I'm not paying for. I need to go out and look at this really nice balcony of mine that if it breaks, somebody else takes care of it for me.
Yeah, so in the 8 o'clock, we'll talk about how the cat ate the neighbor's pot plant.
And then it ate everything else afterwards?
Yeah.
Was your cat, did your cat act funny?
No, she slept all day, but I don't know if that was, like, it's normal for her to sleep all day.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and the other neighbors, the fighter neighbors, they fought 3 nights in a row this week until me and the neighbor that I get along with went out on the balcony and ear hustled, and then they finally went inside.
So what are they fighting about?
He doesn't love her. I don't know. It sounds like he might be a cheater, but she's an abuser. This
is the one where you saw her berating him a few months ago, right? And he was like, don't leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When they're fighting, it sounds like he might be doing other things. And then she is physical about it.
Okay.
So it could be both ends. I don't know. So finally, like the third day, me and my friend were outside. And so they were like they walked all the way down the hill and then like had their fight down at the bottom.
You know, I mean, at least they're aware now, you know, at least they know. Like we're gonna take this fight to bottom of the hill.
Yeah, because those nosy bees over there.
Where, you know, there's some neighborhood like 2 blocks away that knows the entire saga. They just don't know where they live, right? And every day they're waiting out on their balcony, like, when are they going to show up? I want to see what happens.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah. Oh yeah, neither one of them looked me in the face.
Oh, well, because you actually talked to them. You gave them a name to look at. That makes it harder for me.
Yeah, I said something to her the first time I heard it. And then he asked me to watch him walk out to a car with his stuff because he was so afraid. And then like a week later, he was back.
I remember we had this boss one time, you and I both, who always told us, if you're going to beat the S out of somebody, look them in the eye when they're doing it, when you're doing it, so they know who's doing it to them, right? For like radio, like, and so he told us that because I don't know if we've ever told the story on the stream or not, but when we had like radio wars going on 15 years ago, it was like us against the station across town. And one night, and I think you were there for it, or you were at least asleep on the couch because me and our buddy Rico were there for it.
Yeah.
We got our ratings out and we did really well. And so we made signs and flyers.
I was already past that on your couch because you guys went without me, thank goodness, because you got in trouble, didn't you?
A little bit. We almost got in trouble. Because we convinced this kid that worked at the other radio station. We were kids too. We convinced him to take this envelope that had like this flyer with all this information about how we were better and put it underneath the door of his boss so that his boss would get it Monday morning. So then on that same night, some little jerk that we all knew that worked at the station that we were punking got mad at the same station and took pliers and pulled out all of the air stems on all of the station vehicles.
All of the vehicle, all of the radio station's tires.
Straight up vandalism.
Notes in the door.
Great vandalism. Like at least $1,000 in damage because you got to get new tires, right? Yeah. So this kid comes over at like 3:00 in the morning, super proud of what he's done, right? And I'm looking at him going, you idiot. Do you have any idea what we just did? So now it looks like it was us. So we had to go back to the radio station and convince the same kid that we convinced to put the note underneath the door to somehow find a hanger and pull a note back out so that it wouldn't get put underneath the house's door.
Yeah, we were only like 22, 23. We were babies.
And so we went to work the next day, and me and Rico went up to our boss Chase and we're like, hey, here's what we did, and here's what this other guy did. It's gonna look like we did it, but we didn't, and you're gonna get a call. But I promise it wasn't us. And so that's when he looked at us. He goes, if you're ever gonna beat the crap out of somebody, make sure you look them in the eye when you're doing it so they know exactly who's doing it. Because that way, when you do stupid crap like put flyers underneath people's doors, they don't think that it's you that pulled all the stems out of the tires.
Back in the day, that's when I first started radio, and I'm like, God, people are vicious.
It was. So in San Jose in like 1998 when I was there, they would send us out at like 1:00 in the morning with stickers and cans of WD-40. You put the sticker over another radio station sticker, and then you WD-40 your sticker so you can't put another sticker on top of it. And they would send us out in San Jose and San Francisco at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning to do these sticker hits. And we always got told, if you get stopped by the police, you are not working. If you tell them you're working, you're fired. You take the knock, and that's just the way it is. We never got hit. I never got in trouble. But like, that was like,
brutal.
Like I watched my good friend get written up for telling a police officer that he was working when they told him, don't tell him you're working. Like, it was nuts.
When I worked in North Carolina, we did a big benefit for Hurricane Katrina, right? For out of like 3 days in a row, 72 full hours of big rigs coming in, us filling them with water and food and all of this stuff. So we had signs from the highway to the radio station how to get there, right? The competition's kids, like, you know, the promo kids think they're doing something good, go and take these signs out of, because it just says how to get to to get to our morning show. We are doing a benefit for Hurricane Katrina, right? So our morning host told the other radio station, unless your GM comes over here with all of our signs and apologizes to our face, we're going to talk about this on the radio. So the GM had to come over with his tail between his legs and all the signs and apologize. You could tell that he knew we deserved it. He's like, hey, like this is, but he was mortified. I bet
that's where
tired.
I feel bad for GMs because if you go into any radio station USA, there's like the morning show, which is us, which is like your middle-aged, like responsible people, right? And then your weekends and your promo staff, usually in the old day, was a bunch of kids trying to get in and they're a little reckless and they're just trying to have fun and do the right thing and make their way ahead. And these poor GMs that are in their 50s and 60s have to go to the other GMs that are in their 50s and 60s and be like, my kid screwed up.
Yes. All right, you guys, we at 25K. So listen to the radio station. $25,000. Your chance at $25,000. You get $100 just for qualifying. 25 grand. Keep listening, and you'll learn how to win. And
we got a keyword coming up at 8:00. We have a keyword coming up at 9:00. You're good to go.
Yeah, since our keyword and everything's coming up at 8, we'll jump back on here about 8:15. So that we can get all of that taken care of. So we're going to be back here at 8:15. We'll talk about how my cat ate the neighbor's pot plants.
And can we also talk about your sunburn?
Yes, like I'm sick, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. See you guys around 8:15. Bye.
Bye, guys.